And hello. Yes, I'm back. Now the person I was supposed to be sculpting the figure for tonight is currently on an airplane, so I don't think it's going to work. On the other hand, you know, we always have Carlton. Yay, Carlton. Seriously, I'm going to be sculpting something for my upcoming project, the Cyberpunk set of figures. What do you think, Buzz? Is that a good idea? Is that a good idea? Yeah. I'll put you back down on the floor. Now, just for the heck of it, a little while ago I got an Ender 3. And, oh, by the way, since almost everyone who's watching at this moment is watching after the fact, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, the usual. Join my Discord, join my Patreon. Yeah. Well, anyway, I went ahead and decided to 3D print my Tarrasque. I started off this afternoon with the tailpiece, and came out beautifully. Just poof. Now, when I did this, I used a software that I don't normally use. I used Cura. And I decided I was going to try the supports with bed. It came off in one easy chunk. I mean, just shoot. There were like two small pieces right in here and right here that just pop right out. But yeah, now that I've shown it off, I can throw away that bit of support material. But yeah, it's a Tarrasque tail. Anyway, so like I said, tonight, since the person I was going to be sculpting for is currently on an airplane, I am going to be just doing a cyber thing. To be exact, I'm going to be doing a dual submachine gun wielding street samurai. Let's see. Yeah, that's about what I need. All right, now I'm going to take him. One of the first things I need to do is put some basic clothing types on him, like boots, baggy pants, because he's going to have like the paramilitary look to him, and he's going to have a trench coat. And I'm now going to hide the trench coat and the pants and the boots. The next thing he's going to have is he's going to have a submachine gun in each hand. To be exact, he's going to have an Uzi in each hand. Yep. There we go. Now he's definitely going to close his mouth, but one thing I haven't done yet, I haven't rigged up as props yet, I've made some hair pieces specifically for these Cyberpunk guys. I'm going to import now. No, not under program files. .3D printing home, meshes, Cyber War, clothing. What did I put under clothing or under? No. Props. No. Where did I put it? Where did I put those hair pieces? Because I know I did them. No. Maybe I put them under here. Yeah, there it is, male hair. Alright, what we're going to give him is we're going to give him a bit of shaggy to the right hair. It's going to take a second to load. And let me run custom 100%. Accept. There we go. That's going to be his hair. And Carlton, do you mind? Really? I'm trying to put you on the floor. No. You're making this harder than it needs to be, Fuzzbutt. Down you go. Go on. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to parent this to the head by clicking on it and dragging it onto the head. Now, if I move the head, the hair goes with it. And Control Z to unload. Alright, click on that jaw, go to parameters, and we're going to close the mouth. We're also going to now select each of the guns so that I can now hide the guns. And I can prepare to pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off. He's going to be kind of rocked this way and forward a little bit. Now this leg is going to come forward and down. Hit Control D to drop it to the ground. Go to a front view. Zoom out. Now this leg is going to go to the side. And we're going to go to a left view. Okay. There, and okay. Go back to the front view. And let's see how it looks with the boots on. Okay, we're going to need to tilt it that way, and then there. That foot's flat. Now this foot, tilt it to the side a little bit, and tilt it back. Go to the left view so we can see just how close. Okay. Going to select this thigh, and we're going to try and bring it a little bit closer that way. And there we go. And Control D to drop. Perspective view. Okay. Now we're going to tilt abdomen to the side. Turn it and go back. And then we're going to tilt the chest forward. Turn it. We're going to tilt it a little bit more that way. Now we're going to select here. We're going to rotate the arm up. And we're going to tilt it up this way. Bring it forward a bit and twist. Actually, let's go ahead and grab the hand and lock. Let's lock rotation and translation for the chest. Grab the hand and We also need to make sure this side to side is 0 and lock it. I forgot to do that. And yeah. Now this one, we're going to start off by bending it significantly, and we're going to rotate arm like this, and then just see, it's probably going to poke through, and it does. So we're going to open the arm a bit and bring this arm up. And a twist here just to kind of okay. So this is what we get. Now we need to tweak the positioning of the long coat. So we're going to select here, we're going to bring it out to the side a bit, and we're going to twist it on the Y to open it up a little. Whereas this side, we're going to come in a bit. And back here, we're going to come out. The reason for this is because we want it to kind of hang rather than just like loop. Okay, and so there we have our basic figure. We're going to be tweaking it from there. And nope, no comments yet. Okay, so we're going to hide the guns, and then we're going to hide the boots, the pants and the trench coat, and we're going to hide the hair. Actually, what I need to have that hair back on just so I can isolate the head pose. He's going to be looking down. Tilt the head back a bit. Turn. Now the head going to turn even more and look down. So that he's looking down that gun. Also, while I'm thinking about it, unpin all. Yeah. Actually, we need to do one other thing. We need to twist this leg. And then we're going to pin translation and rotation of the hip and go into the bottom view. Let's select this. We're going to move it this way. Actually, hold on. I forgot. Select the calf and lock side to side. Lift the foot. Perspective. Okay. Okay, and then from the front view, just a little bit more tweaking in the okay, there we go. That's good enough. Perspective view. Hide the hair. File, Export. And this is going under Cyberwar Figures. 002 Body. Accept. Hide the body and the boots. File, Export. 002 Pants. Accept. Select the trench coat. File, Export. 002 Coat. Accept. Hide them. And then 1, 2. File, Export. 002 Guns. Accept. And then over to ZBrush. And nope, nobody's commented yet. Okay, now from here we're going to go to Import, Meshes, Cyberwar, Figures, View List. 002 Body. Wait for it to load. Draw it in, and just for the sake of sculpting, change the default, or change the material. Now we're going to go to Subtool, Insert, Polymesh 3D. We're going to import the pants. And Insert, Polymesh 3D. We're going to import the coat. Then we're going to insert Polymesh 3D, import the guns, and then we're going back to Daz Studio. We're going to hide the guns. We're going to make the hair visible because I forgot to import it. File, Export, 002 Hair. Accept. This is why you don't close things down unless you really have to. And then we're going to insert Polymesh 3D, import hair. And right now, this is the status. Now, what we're going to do first, we're going to hide everything but the pants. Or we're actually going to hide the pants too. We're going to go here. We are going to go down to Geometry. And we're going to Dynamesh at 1024. The reason we did that is because we need to smooth. Wait a minute. We need to divide it first. 1, 2. Now, Dynamesh at 1024. We're going to smooth out those areas. Zoom around and smooth out this. Zoom around, and there's a couple other spots that need it. Not a lot. Okay. Now we're going to frame out, and we're going to load in the pants. The pants need to be Geometry about there. But we're not doing anything else with them because we need to add in the lacing. And the way we're going to do the lacing is with a brush. Now, I'm going to go to Lightbox, Brush, and Stitches 2. And what we're going to see is we've got a whole lot of possible stitches here for the boots, for the front of the boots. I mean, 24 or 23 could be decent for, or 24 or 23 could be decent for representing the front stitches. Or I could make them techy with this sci-fi seams. Let's do that. Sci-fi seam. Okay, we're going to shrink it down a little bit just so we can see, and we're going to make sure that we have the body selected. And what we're going to do is we're going to just simply alright, as we can see, we need it bigger and deeper. It's currently at it's currently at 52. We need to probably click 84. Let's undo that and let's make that intensity 13. And we're going to turn on transparency. Okay, now we're going to start from the top. Right about the knee and just start coming down. And as you can see, that's way too big. In fact, I don't like the overall look, so we're going to change brushes. Let's try this sci-fi scene. Okay, it's a little bit too big. I'm going to drop the intensity to 10. No, we're going to increase the intensity to 15, rather. We're going to stop it there. No, it didn't come out good. We're going to use the mouse because we want this to be even. Oh, I know what the problem is. Focal shift. There. Yeah, there we go. Alright. No, it's still too vague. So we're going to go back to scene 24. Okay, and yeah, that's about right, but we need to increase the density. Let's drop this to 15. Make it too bigger. And come down. Yeah, that's going to be good. We're going to stop it right there. Then we're going to come over to this one. Okay. And there we have our lacing for our combat boots. Now we're going to go to scene 16, drop it down a little bit, and increase the intensity to 15, and we're going to draw on steel toes. Okay. And then we're also going to go ahead and draw on backside support. And there we go. Now, we're going to come on the other side. So, went to a comic expo today, and next door to it, in the same venue, was a knife and gun show. All I'm going to say is that there was some crazy. Then we're going to come up this way. some crazy chick. She was selling armbands that were made of rubber that had a mylar disc inside it with, quote unquote, this is her words, healing vibrations encoded into it. Yes, healing vibrations encoded into it. Okay, now we're going to merge down. Okay. Control draw, and now we have it fused there. Let's shrink the mouse a bit, and then we're going to smooth out where the pants meet the leg. This way we have pants. Yeah. Now the other thing we're going to do real quick while we're here, we're going to smooth out the butt. Okay. So it'd be more like pants and less like, you know, bare ass. Okay. So what we have now is, alright, we need to smooth that a little bit more, and smooth that a little bit more. We got it ready. We're ready to go. I'm going to get a sip of soda, and we're going to make torso armor. Now, torso armor does not, for modern day, does not need to look like human muscles. So we're going to duplicate it and hide the original. Now we're going down to geometry. We're going to Dynamesh at 256. And then smooth the chest a bit more. That's good enough. And then for the back, we're going to probably not need it because of the jacket, but we're still going to do it. Just for the sake of continuity's sake. And staying in practice. Alright. Now, we're going back here. We're going to turn on the original, and you'll notice it's inside. We turn on transparency, it's actually, as you can see right here, it's shrunken down by smoothing. So we need to bring it out a bit more. We go back down to deformation, and we're going to have to be very careful and slowly increase the inflate tool. Let's bring it to there. And then we're going to go to inflate. Oh, we got to hit this, and now we're going to make it bigger, and we're going to very carefully build that, and then we're going to kind of carefully build here. Okay, and if we look in the back, we've got a little bit to do here and there. Okay. Now, we go back to geometry. We see we're at 54,000 active points. We need a bit more than that. 2, 3. There we go. Bing. And turn off that Dynamesh. We won't need it. And now we're going to make the torso armor. We're going to do this. We're going to go to the standard tool, and we're going to shrink it. We're going to hold down Control and turn the focal shift all the way up, or all the way down. Zoom in. And first, we're going to draw roughly the front piece of the torso armor, because we're going to have straps. Now, this doesn't have to look exactly real. It is cyberpunk, not modern day. Although I guess it could be used to represent a modern day superhero character who uses guns. And yes, there are some that do besides just Punisher. Admittedly, most of them were a bit different. Alright, and then now we're going to do these. This is going to be the chest piece. We're going to extract it to 0.2 as listed. Accept. Click to draw. Click to draw. Then we're going to hide it. And select on here. See that there is out quite a bit. But we're going to now go to geometry. We're actually going to Z-remesher half and do it. We want to smooth it out and keep the edges. Once we've got it low enough polygon that it's actually affecting the shape, then we can go back in and dynamesh it again. But right now the smoothness is more important than the polygon positioning and shapes. And still no one. And it's at 158,000. We hit zero mesh again. It's going to drop down to about 120,000. Oh, 88. Okay, we're going to zero mesh again. Oh, that's right, I don't have the adaptive size up way high. It's going to be about 45,000. $52, okay. You see, I'm not exactly perfect when it comes to guessing these things. Now what we're going to do with this modern body armor is we're going to add some pouches up here. And on the side on the left, we're going to include a pouch of some kind. And then we might put a holstered handgun on the left thigh. Okay, zero mesh. Drop it to, let's say, 20. Ah, I got it right that time. 14? 14. One more there. One more there. Now, I'm going to make this a bit bigger. And we're going to smooth out here. And under the pectoral. Because this heavy body armor material would not bend as easily as cloth. So I found out something interesting today about planetary body names. Some of you may or may not be aware of Eris. Eris is a dwarf planet in our solar system. And now let's subdivide it down to there, yeah. And dynamics of 1024, bam. Anyway, Eris is a dwarf planet in our solar system, and it is the largest dwarf planet in our solar system. Not, it is not Pluto. It is also way out there. It has a moon. So Pluto's not the only one that has a moon. In fact, I think some of the other dwarf planets in the asteroid belt have a moon. We're going to add in some vertical lacing, not lacing, but seams, just to give it some panel line effect. Oh, I got to come down on this one. Anyway, before it was given an official name, Eris was called Xena in some circles, and its moon was called Gabrielle. That's not the most interesting part. The most interesting part is that when it was given the name of Eris, the moon wasn't quite given a name yet. So, let's see, do I have... I have the old belt stuff there. What about here? No. Okay. Well, you're going to get to see me do something kind of fancy. I am now going to save this Z tool. Document. New document. No, I do not want to save changes. And I'm going to import. And here we go. Let's go basic pouch. Oh. Polymesh 3D. Import. Basic pouch. Okay. Document. New document. No. Draw it in. Edit. Okay. Now, frame. We're going to zoom out just a little bit. We're going to make sure that we have this set as a depth of 0. And then we're going to create insert mesh. Append. Okay. Now we're going to import triple pouch. Oh, make this back to 0. Create insert mesh. Append. Put this note. Then import wide pouch. 0. Create insert mesh, append, and then import sidearm. Create insert mesh, append. Okay, and now save as, because we need to save this as the actual program files, PixelLogic, ZBrush 2019. That will be under ZBrushes. Insert IMM. No, it's under data. See data, brush presets, insert gemstone 1. Yes. And see, it can be placed on either side. It's just a basic revolver in a holster. Now, document. New document. No. load tool. And we're going to have to go back to, well, let's go ahead and just click on import. Go back to meshes, Cyberpunk, figures, so 2 body. Wait for it to load. And load him back in. Frame. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add on just a couple pouches on the chest. We're going to make sure that's, yeah, it's set to 0. Alright, we're going to start one here. That's good. Split it off to a new. Yes, I have added a hotkey. U splits off unmasked parts. Alright, then we're going to start this one over here. Oh, not close enough. There we go. Now we're going to merge down these pouches until they're one piece. And just to check, yes, I'm going to have to move the trench coat, but not badly. I am going to go ahead and move these in a bit more. Okay. I'm going to rotate them that way just a little bit more. Okay. I'll go back to draw. I'm going to hide the trench coat. And now, on the body, switch to the sidearm. We're going to place it on the leg, right? There. Then, under rotate, we're going to rotate it around 180 degrees. Draw it out. There. And yeah, we're going to move that a little bit more too. We're going to end up making a belt for this gun. Go back to here and U. Okay. Zoom in a little bit and grab that gun. We're going to tilt the leg up a little. And we're going to draw to, actually no, we're not. We're going to hide that and that so that we can do that. You can see where the gun strap is going to be. Okay. Extrude that at 0.015. Accept. Draw. Now we're going to take our gun, go to geometry, we're going to subdivide it a little bit, delete lower, and then down for the strap, because it's got that little divot that we don't want, we're going to start doing, let's go back to standard, let's close this while we're at it. We're going to Z-remesher half, but this time we're going to make adaptive size 100. Z-remesher, yay! Was 75,000. Now it's 76,000. Okay, that's not normal. Do it one more time. If it goes up again, then we got problems. $86,000. Okay, let's drop this adaptive size to 75. Zero measure. $74. Still not enough. Let's drop it to 50. I didn't want to do that, but zero mesh. And we're going to turn on that so we can see the change in the mesh. Hit it again. Okay, 35. We want to get rid of the divot here for the most part. So the simpler this gets, the better it'll be. And here's where we're going to start seeing it fade away. Actually, let's turn off Adapt now. One more. One more. Okay. Now, we're going to turn this off. We're going to subdivide it quite a bit. We're going to lower resolution one there. Delete higher. Now let's frame out. And we can see where it is. Now, with the jacket, we really won't need to do anything more except for straps across this shoulder. So we're going to go back to this. Remember him? We're going to select the head and all subparts of it. Head and all of its subparts. Invert, and we're going to go down to visibility, hide point. And then we're going to hide the actual body so that we can see the shoulder. Now all we're going to do, we're going to tilt it a little bit this way, bring it around. We're going to draw here. Just so you can see chest piece. And that we're going to extract out. The previous was at 0.2, so this is going to be 0.125. Extract, accept, draw, select our buddy, draw, and select our body. So excuse me. We're going to take this coat. It's time to start moving it so that it's bedding what he's currently got on his hip, and then adding on the collar. We're going to do this with the move tool. And we're going to make that move tool big. Okay, and then we're going to use transparency. Now I'm going to grab here, pull it out and up, and then out quite a bit there. Let's bring it this way, yeah. And we're going to do the same over here. I'm going to pull it out until it's mostly covering that area. Then I'm going to make it even bigger. Grab here and pull out. Then come back around here. Yeah. Now, frame out. Let's go ahead and grab this bottom end and pull it this way. And let's do the same. And we're going to grab it here. I'm going to pull it out like that. And then we're going to grab here and pull it out. Then we're going to turn on transparency so we can see exactly where we're grabbing. Shrink this and pull it out to there. Because, yeah. And I'm going to grab here and pull it in. And then we're going to shrink this, grab here and pull it out again. Okay. Frame out, zoom out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add on the surface detailing of the trench coat before wrinkling. And for that we're going to need to subdivide it a few times. And then dynamesh it at 1024. Okay, now, one thing we're going to do is actually, let's go ahead and grab this, bring it up and in a bit. Because this thing is going to have a unique color. Okay, this color, bring it down, it's way too high. Bring this out and up. It's going to have a small vertical collar. So we're going to get to about there. We're going to then shrink the mouse. No, we're going to go to standard. And we're going to smooth here. Alright, there we go. And then smooth that, and then smooth this. We're going to zoom. And we're going to shrink the mouse a little bit. Then we are going to draw our collar. And we are not going to hit the edge. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut off the ends and make it sharp. Back around, and make it sharp. Or extract it at 0.05. See how it looks from the front at 0.05. Not high enough. Let's make that 0.08. Extract, accept, draw. Now, we're going to use the move tool. We're going to kind of turn on transparent. Or first, we got a geometry dynamesh at 124. Now, we're going to grab and pull it as close to the edge as we can. Because coming from now, we're going to shrink the move tool, because we get the edges to be as close to consistent width as possible. before we go and tweak it. And smooth out that top. Okay, frame out. And we're going to, once again, we're going to use Z remesher to help get this to be more regular. From 64,000, one click brings us with a half. Brings us to 34. Okay, good. We shouldn't have too many problems. Next should be about 18 to 20. 19, that's right in the middle of what I said. We want these ridges here, these visible ridges to be gone. Okay. Gonna do it again. And it's doing an autosave, which is always a good thing. Now we're going to do it again. And one more time. We can still see a shadow in here. And zoom out. Okay, now to subdivide this. One more. Yeah, that's good enough. Delete lower. On the coat itself, we're going to have to get move topological, because I'm going to grab here and bring it. Oh, it's already fused. Yeah, already fused. Forgot I dynameshed it. Anyway, is down at the elbow. This arm is not. What I'm going to do is to trim this with trim rectangle. Control Shift. I'm going to select it there. Yeah. Frame out. And right now, for the most part, we're pretty much done with them, except for closing wrinkles. What is that? Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, we also need to add buttons and buttonholes down the side, here and here. Okay. So what we're going to do, zoom in. We're going to merge this down to the collar. We are then going on to geometry and control drag. Okay. There's now one piece. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go to the seam 16. We're going to shrink it just a little, but make it a little bit more intense. We're going to put this coming down. It should be, yeah. This will be, for all intents and purposes, the wrinkled up section of the coat. Okay. And now we're going to do the same thing over here. but we can go into the elbow and have it go all the way around. There, it's got a cuff-like look there now. Frame out. Okay. Still nobody talking in the chat. Okay. Now you notice we're at the 1 hour mark here, and pretty much most of primary work done. We just now need to do wrinkles in that. Now we're going to start it off with wrinkles actually on the body. Also, we're going to go ahead and delete our ghost form. Yeah, that's what I'll call it. I'll call it a ghost form. So it's got to be on the body. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the slash tool. Make sure its stroke is open. And lacy mouse is off. Drop this down to a 14 and the draw size down to about there. And we're just going to kind of draw in a couple wrinkles. Okay, we're also going to add in some wrinkles here. Actually, hold on. I got to turn on transparency for this. Okay. Now we're going to hit these wrinkles with the smooth tool just a bit. And definitely smooth the outside of these wrinkles. Then we're going to switch to add, drop it down to 9. Okay. And then come in this way. And then switch to move just so I can smooth these a little bit. Once again, this is jeans material, so it's going to be a little bit tougher. Now the only other thing is we're going to go back to our seam tool. We're going to draw in the pocket and the fly. Okay. Now we need to do wrinkles on the jacket, and we're going to do this a slightly older-fashioned way with the clay build-up and the round alpha. And lazy mouse turned off, and then we're just going to kind of shrink this a bit, and we're going to kind of just bring in some wrinkles there and some diagonal wrinkles there. We're going to bring this down. Make it a little bit bigger here. We're going to bring it down this way. Then we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth the whole thing. Just a bit, not a lot. We'll handle the wrinkles here after we're done with the regular wrinkles. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We forgot to do some over here. Well, first of all, let's smooth that. And we're going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, we go back to slash. We're going to go back to sub and back to 14. We're also going to make it a little bit deeper. And then we're going to go ahead and come this way, that way. There. And once again, kind of come under that way and under there. And under there. Now, frame. Go back to add, drop that to 9, and draw on the tops of the wrinkle, or the bottom third of the wrinkle, to give its peak. Anyway, what I was saying about the dwarf planet, it was originally called, as a bit of a gag between the discoverers, Xena and Gabrielle, the planet and its moon. However, Eris, which is the Greek goddess of chaos. And what we're going to do here is this is going to be heavy duty wrinkly time here. Anyway, the moon, however, got named for Eris's daughter, who represented lawlessness. Yes, the moon got named, for all intents and purposes, for lawless, which means that the moon of Eris is currently the only naturally occurring orbital body in our solar system, possibly outside the asteroid field, named after a living human being. Looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and put that up. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start and we're going to merge everything. Okay, now, diffuse it. So go to Geometry and Control Drag. No. Alright, so frame out again. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Now it did it. 1.819 million triangles for the sky. Going to be Z plugin. We are going to the plugin, and we're going to make it 50k points. If you print this standing up, you will need considerable amount of supports on the back of the Uzi in the right hand. It is definitely going to be better to kind of print it like that. So that way you got an easy spot here for the supports on the back of that Uzi. And this Uzi isn't being blocked by anything. Yeah, that's probably your best bet. Anyway. It is now 100,000 triangles, 50,000 points. So now we're going up here. We're going to export. Done. 002 dual Uzi A. In case I end up doing another dual Uzi character. And that is our figure. In case you're wondering, I have made some modern bases, but they'll be part of this. Now let me go ahead and pop back here. Alright. So I have someone watching me tonight, but I don't know who it is. And, well, yeah. As if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of beat. Imagine what the Vikings would have been like if they had access to Monster. Or Monster instead of Mead. Oh my. Imagine the whole raiding party full of berserkers in the middle of caffeine withdrawal migraine. Just etc. That'd be kind of nasty, wouldn't it? Well, that was tonight's show. It took a lot less time than I expected to make such a, well, admittedly a relatively basic and simple figure. You know, just torso armor with a couple pouches, side art, trench coat, or long coat of some kind, fancy coat, and then baggy pants and boots. Thoracic tail, yay. Arr, matey, I've got a hook. Arr. Anyway. So, someone just jumped in and apparently missed the entire sculpting of the figure. Well, welcome, and I'm sorry, but you got here right at the end of the show. It took just barely over an hour to make that two-gun, Uzi-wielding, sociopath, shadow runner, cyberpunk guy. And technically, since nothing on him was cybered, no chrome, or no visible chrome, you could use that in a modern day setting as like some kind of like a special forces guy, or paint him up in camo with the make the trench coat look like a either a Navy pea coat or a all-weather coat from the Marine Corps, or, just something. But I don't think it would work that well in the medieval fantasy. Because if you're letting someone have access to a frickin' Uzi, 2 of them, in a medieval fantasy game, something's wrong. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm getting ready to head on out. I'm going to do my usual over here. And I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. And when I get to 1, I'm going to say something goofy and then go, When I see that go on the screen, I'll know that I've caught up to the YouTube lag. Excuse me. And it'll be time to sit down. So that's going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anyone who thinks that a rubber bracelet with a piece of mylar in the center of it can record healing vibrations is far too gone for me to fix.